Coffee. All right, well, our presenter today is dishing up some free coffee. So if you haven't gotten any yet, don't. We'll have to wait till afterwards because we'll get him on the stage here to talk about what he does. I want to highlight a few things that are going on. Tonight, we have the Innovation Challenge, the small business pitch competition. The 5 finalists are presenting tonight at the Ocean Center. There's some flyers up here. We'd love to see you there. Daytona Beach 1 Million Cups will be there as an exhibitor, along with some of our favorite guests. JB's AI, Catherine's going to have a booth there. We have Salt Safe with Chris Nall, he's going to be there. Score's going to be there, and the Chamber of Commerce will be there. So please.
One MC is going to be there.
Well, who's that? Yeah, I said that. You weren't paying attention. Have some more coffee, yes, we will be there. We'll have a booth. Come say hello to us. I'm looking forward to that. And it's ought to be a really exciting time. The winner, $10,000 cash prize. How is that? How many of us are going to be applying for that next year? Yes, so bring your ideas for next year, but tonight ought to be a really good, fun day. Our after hours is coming up at the end of this month at Dunes Brewery. It's not a far drive down there. It's just on the east side of the Dunlawton Bridge. It's a great location. Has anyone been there before?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is a really cool, you feel like you're at home there. It's got so many really cool, exciting places to relax and have some really good adult beverages, and there's all kinds of fun things that are happening. Of course, 1 Million Cups will be there, so we look forward to seeing you there. So, is anyone here for the very first time? Oh, thank you. Thanks for coming out. We're here every Wednesday. Our typically starts right at 9 o'clock. We're brought to you by the Kaufman Foundation and supported by Volusia Economic Development. Helps pay for this wonderful location, which is Daytona Cinematique. Jet's in the back. He provides us free coffee every week. This wonderful venue. We're free, obviously. It's a great place to network, and so next time you come, bring a friend. And we have a different presenter every week, and it's all going throughout the whole United States. The Kaufman Foundation supports entrepreneurs, and this is one way of doing it here in Daytona. So today we have a great speaker. I've listened to Eli share his story, and let's give him a nice warm welcome. Eli with JBird Coffee.
1 sec, I gotta put this note away so it doesn't spoil. Can you hear me okay? It's on, right?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay, I gotta say before I start my presentation, I've already seen so many familiar faces that have helped me and supported me so much within this community, in other communities. And I'm so happy to be sharing myself, a piece of me, and really allowing you guys to discover what my life is about. So thanks all to you for showing up, and also for you guys online as well. I know you're there. Cool. So yeah, this is JBird Coffee. It's a mobile specialty coffee bar set up for events, offices, and any type of catering where there's a gathering of people. Okay, I know what it is. So here's the thing, right? Most events have coffee, and I'm not going to say anything about Jed and his wonderful coffee back there, because it's phenomenal and I drink it every time. But most events have coffee, right? But normally it's a complete afterthought. It's kind of set aside as something that's in the back, in the corner, and really not focused on. And no one really remembers it, right? And so you go through these events, you go through these gatherings for people, and it's not memorable. And so the problem is, all these events, there's so many of them, but they're competing for attention. And so hosts want people to stay. You still want visibility, and you want your event to be more memorable. So they're spending money, right, on these events, and nobody is actually getting the full experience. They're not getting an experience out of it. So, let's see. Yeah, so okay, I think it's split because it's a PDF, but here, I'll go back and forth. Right, so the experience doesn't match. Here's our solution. We have JBird Coffee, a mobile specialty bar focused on really high quality craft coffee. And it becomes the centerpiece. It makes events like this memorable. And it builds an inline presentation for your experience, for your event, for your marketing. I mean, look how much fun we're having here at the Sunshine Lab. But yeah, it's fully brandable, right? It's not just JBird Coffee as a brand itself. It functions as an extension of your business. It adds this premium feel, and it instantly elevates your event. So there are two different models for JBird Coffee. First is B2C, which is the weddings, the birthdays, the graduations, really private events that happen internally. And those have optional upgrades within the actual cafe experience, and they're pretty straightforward. The second is B2B, so that looks like corporate events, marketing sponsorships, more tiered packages for you and your company to be able to promote what you have. I think it skipped, hold on, I think it skipped one of my slides. Dang. Okay, I don't know if it's skipping on the PDF, but let me tell you a little bit about myself before I continue. So I come from a military background. My dad was in the military. I moved almost every 2 years. I spent a lot of time in Montana, a lot of time in California, in Arkansas, in Italy, in Japan, really much all over the place. And I think that really showed me how to be adaptable and how to fit in with communities and learn from people. I think it showed me a lot of empathy. And it's something I enjoyed, right, was connecting with people. And so I had a lot of various experiences with different jobs. But when I was living in Japan, my mother was living here in Port Orange. She ended up with cancer, and so I decided to come home, which was really, really important for me. And not to make this a sob story or sad, but it was really a turning point in what I thought was important in my life. And so I wanted to create a job where I continued to extend that community, to be able to connect with people and see people face to face. So yeah, this is kind of the outcome, the manifestation of that thought process. Really wish I had a slide up there because it was a pretty picture of me. So yeah, this is again some of the different offerings that we can do. So first is the customizable menu. That looks like an actual menu for your specific events, but also changes within the menu itself. So what type of specialty lattes you're offering? Is it matcha lattes? Are you adding in hot chocolate? Are you adding in chai tea? So things like that can all be customized, right? The second is branding for the cart. I did a Nike, no I didn't. I just cropped in Nike. But I will be doing a Nike, some sort of event soon. But yeah, this is fully customizable to actually be branded to the event itself, and that goes also along with the cards. Yeah, that's it. So as for the vision, right, I have a lot of different challenges and goals that I'm trying to overcome, that I'm looking forward to completing. But this isn't just a cart that does a wedding sometimes, that does a birthday sometimes. It's a full-scale business that operates on systems and sends out wonderful coffee carts that are able to adapt and plug and play into any event where there is a gathering of people. One more from you out this way. So my ask from you guys, all of the business owners in this group, I'm trying to build traffic locally. I'm trying to spread the word, not only just about what I do, but how I do it. I want you guys to try the coffee. I don't want you to leave here without having some. I have a QR code up here, and I also have on every single one of the tables is the QR code itself with some info on the coffee. And what that is links to my social media accounts, to my Google reviews. So hopefully you guys can scan and really help me build my social following and review count, because you all know how important that is. But yeah, I'm very much in a building phase, and so I'm looking very forward to all of your feedback and any sort of help. If you have any idea of potential partnerships where we could work together, I've got my email up here, my phone number if you just want to text me, and my Instagram as well. So, yeah.
Still on? There you go. Great job, Eli. Give him another round of applause. Most people have to get up here and they do the presentation. They don't have all the accoutrements here, which is just adds to the stress to get all this going. Quick question for you though. What was it that motivated you to choose First Coffee, and what is it that motivates you to make money with the coffee business?
Yeah, so while I was living in Japan, I was actually working part-time at a coffee shop. And that was alongside a teaching job that I had there. But while I was there, it really served as a place for me to build community, not only in just a random area, but in a completely foreign area where I wasn't able to speak initially. I wasn't able to communicate with people. And so that was really like a profound moment where I had built such a great group of friends over cups of coffee every day. And that was one of those things where I knew if I could take that there in a country where I knew nothing about the culture and the language, and build to the point where I was fully immersed and fully capable of communicating and hanging out with these people, I could do it here as well. And so my thought process when I came back home, as I mentioned before, with my mom getting a little sick, I realized that I want to be able to do something that is fun for me and still builds community and is something I'm passionate about. So that went from maybe a little bit of aversion to recruiting for the tech jobs that I had before, and also just the motivation to build something where I can make money off it, but still do what I love. Thank you for the question.
So one of the questions I have is on a potential partnership. Our daughter goes to a nonprofit school and they host quarterly fundraisers. And so I was wondering if you would be interested in setting up an event at their school for these quarterly events and doing like a profit share on the drinks sold, where the school could earn some money as well.
Yeah, 100%. And actually that brings up a good point that I kind of forgot to mention. Most, if not all, in my business model from before, both B2B and B2C, I'm focusing on catering events. And so that looks like a certain time limit or a certain head count of unlimited coffees for that period. And so, yes, 100% a profit share is something that I would think would work out for, especially something like a nonprofit. But working to do somewhat of a hybrid model where it might look like getting a sponsorship for that event to go in and then fundraise and donate all that money back. But yeah, 100% that's something that I would be interested in. Thank you.
Hi, Lori McMullen with your Daytona Regional Chamber. It's kind of timely. Wanted to invite you to our Brew and Build Resin Coffee this Friday morning at our chamber, just around the corner, 8:45 to 10. Members, non-members alike, $5. And not to bring the coffee, you'll have to drink my coffee. So that's the subpart, non-memorable piece. But it's very memorable, open networking, gathering, and just thought I'd throw that out there because it's something you might be interested in and can help expand your bandwidth.
Yeah. I just got to look at the calendar, but it sounds great. Yeah. Thank you.
I'll give you my card on our website so you can sign up.
JBird. Okay.
Eli, that was a great presentation, and the coffee's delicious. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Eric Anton. I'm with Anton and Rue Financial Group. If you're catering an event with 25, 50, 100 people, it takes a long time to brew these fancy drinks. I just drink regular coffee. How do you have multiple of these stands? You have other people working with you? How are you able to serve 100 people efficiently?
Exactly. That's a great question, and something that I will point out to a lot of people that will reach out for bigger events. It's really important to me that when I am actually giving a service, they know beforehand the expectation. They don't think, okay, you can pump out 100 lattes in 3 minutes or something like that. But yes, you're right. The next step is first building what I can do with the current equipment I have, but then it looks like hiring on another barista to be able to help, offloading some of this work. It's small stuff, but being able to take off 25 seconds off each drink actually makes a big difference. So bringing on another person, scaling out to another actual cart, and being able to take on bigger and bigger events as I go. Thank you.
So I have to apologize to Lori. I just ordered his services for our office on Friday, so he won't be able to attend your brew and whatever that is that I was going to attend. But so no, great job. Sorry, your slideshow got a little messed up. That happens. That's the way we flow here at 1 Million Cups. No big deal. You got a great presentation in the sense that I've seen you all throughout the community providing your services, and there's always a really long line. So people need to be patient, obviously, but the coffee is really good. I appreciate what you're doing, and I like the fact that you're partnering up with other entities in the community to help them and to help yourself. So keep that going, and I know you have one here in the room today, and the caterer that we love to use, and so good work with that, and building those relationships I think will help get you out there, and you're going to probably need another barista.
Thank you. Yeah, I got to build on that real quick. Chef Jen is who he's referring to, sitting over here, has been an absolute lifeline for me. She's been extremely helpful with figuring out my process, how to actually be able to market, and really getting to know people of the community. So, seriously great food as well. So yeah, thank you, Chef Jen.
Catherine Neal, MacGyver Labs. We were discussing this before, but you did mention in your presentation about the ethical sourcing of your product. Could you talk to that?
Yeah, thank you for the question. I had to sign up a little bit here, but yeah, so I traveled around and tried a lot of different coffees within the local area. A lot of great coffee as well. But I ended up in Jacksonville after about a week of just seriously drinking 2 or 3 coffees a day. And finding that bold bean coffee,
They're so good.
yeah, a roaster up there, they really, really care about their product. And that looks like not only the way that they process the coffee there and actually roast the coffee there, but the owner of the company actually goes and travels to the farms where he buys his beans, meets the farmers, builds relationships, and finds the quality coffee that's also taking care of the employees, taking care of the farmers that are out there. So I have a lot of respect for those guys. They produce such a great quality bean.
Is that the coffee you use?
That is, yeah.
It's the best coffee I ever had.
So yeah, we work together. I order a specific blend from them. I've actually got a few bags if anybody's interested. But yeah, I thank you for that question because it's something that's really valuable to me. On top of that, I'm just going to build. The other thing for me was knowing what I'm giving out to people is something that they can be still filled up, not just actual the taste, but physically as well. And so that looks like that manifests into organic milks, that manifests into organic syrups, being able to make everything myself. I'm really trying to focus on giving somebody quality for their health and their taste, right? Not just something that I'm handing them when I know it's garbage. So, yeah, great question.
Eli, congratulations. Valerie here for 1 Million Cups. You and I have spoke a lot about your business, and you're doing a lot of things right. Having a mentor as the backbone and foundation of your business is extremely important, and I applaud you for doing that. And what do you think about maybe like going to, like big offices here like the Brown & Brown and do like a coffee service? I'm happy to connect you with them. And also interns, I would connect you to a couple of students at DSC. and Bethune. They have a lot of amazing programs that's coming up for summer, and all these students really want like real life experiences. And I think it takes a lot of load. That 25 seconds that you're talking about could really help you out. And I know that you're keeping a lot of your overhead low. Keep it that way, but I would not kind of lead with free stuff all the time. I would not. I mean, it's good that you. I know that you said like, oh, can I give coffee? I was like, no. Why don't you present one and see, and then like maybe give whatever coffee. But I would not just lead with just free at all. You'll be surprised. People will be supporting your business, and we're here for you.
Thank you, Mel. Yeah, seriously, such a great point. Something that I've been kind of pondering and trying to find, right? Like, to put it bluntly, I want to allocate a portion of what I have budgeted to marketing. And like I said before, I want you guys to try the coffee. I know it's good, and I know it's really good. So it's important to me that you try it. So I wanted to decrease that barrier, but you're right. I think at the end of the day, respecting my time, still doing something that's profitable and can keep going is important. And so I do need to find my path with that. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, Elias Steve Jones, Fractional Media Marketing. First of all, that coffee was absolutely delicious. Really enjoyed what we did. So let me just organize my thoughts here. I didn't think that you really articulated the problem you were solving, whether the people want to have great experiences. Because when I'm at events, people are really buying for convenience. I'm there for the event. Coffee is, I see it as a commodity. And so here's a couple of thoughts. I don't know if you've heard, and I'd encourage anybody in this room to look him up. There's an economist called by the name of Paul Stephen Beverly. Has anybody heard of him? He's the guy that came up with the idea of a Veblen product. It defies traditional economics. It means that people will pay a lot more money for something if they just have the expectation that it's expensive. And so the fact that your coffee is wonderful, and you're competing with the stuff that comes out of the events, I think you probably would do a lot better if you branded yourself as a luxury coffee. Because what you would do then is that you don't necessarily want 50 people in the line paying $5, you want 5 people in the line paying $50. And you can then build that reputation. And it doesn't sit with JBird Coffee. It's a cute logo, but I don't know if it means jailbird. That's what I think. That's the first thing I saw when I saw JBird was jailbird. So you're associated with prisoners. And that's just from a purely branding point of view. And so the other thing then on top of that is to maybe look him up, and then everything else beyond that becomes about your branding. I think that if you to piggyback on what Val said, she was absolutely spot on. When anyone starts a business, there's this instinct to commodify your business instantly, which is to get you cheaper. You can't compete with Starbucks, and you don't want to. You want to place yourself as an absolute luxury, and 90% of people at this event, hey, coffee's great, but maybe you just can't afford it. That is how I would do it, and because I'm not going to wait more than 3-4 minutes for a coffee when I've got an event to get to. So you have to change that paradigm, or you're just not going to make any money.
Thank you.
Can I piggyback on that?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, quite frankly, Starbucks is not cheap,
Yeah.
and it sucks.
It's $10. Yeah.
Can I,
Yours is much better.
mind if I say a word to it? Please. Hi, my name is David. Nice to see you. If I could give you the advice on that as well, I was opening, is this on? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Closer to your mouth.
I was opening a restaurant in Pond Summit recently, and I was researching the coffee, and I wanted to set myself apart. You can go have a cup of coffee anywhere, and this to piggyback on the gentleman's comments. Excuse me, to piggyback on his comments about the luxury part. I agree. One of the companies I was looking at was Kubrick's. I'm not saying out of New York. I'm not saying you have to use them, but what really got me with them is any coffee place, Starbucks, whoever, can say it's ethically produced, it's single sourced, or whatever that may be, all those things. But when they sent me samples of their coffee, and what they did too is sent me little cards, and showing me and telling me what that coffee, what I was tasting. And I literally was tasting that. If you go to Starbucks, and I hate to keep using those as an example, but I can't tell the difference in their coffees. It's all burnt to me, or whatever. It's like there's no significant nuances to that coffee. Granted, yes, you can nuance it with oat milks and covering up, but you're getting away from the coffee. Again, with that, I have a motto for you, which I learned years and years ago. Create quality and charge for it. Set yourself apart from the rest of the crowd. You have to. If not, you're just another guy with a coffee cart on the side of the road or wherever. But I create quality, charge for it, and don't apologize. So, and be able to produce and maintain that quality. And have people, just like the gentleman said, to understand the differences between you and the others. Okay?
Do you mind if I ask you a quick follow-up?
Of course you.
Seriously, such a great, just, I don't even want to call it suggestion because it's more than that. So that is something that I want to look to start doing. Branding wise, it's been a little bit difficult just by myself. And I won't say I can't do it, and I'm more than willing to. I think finding the steps to brand correctly is the hard part. And so something like, obviously I love my logo. I don't think I'm going to change it. And the name has some meaning to me as well. But yeah, something like this, I'm trying to set up as like a way of you coming in and having a different experience, having the menu set up well, the coffee bag, the actual, just things that create more presence. And taking some time on my website and social medias as well. And so all of that kind of combined. After that, I don't know how to separate into the luxury brand that we're talking about, into more of like the high-end 99% can
Well,
afford.
I believe that you're going to have to research that. Well, apparently you have the bean, they call them beans, coffee beans.
Yeah.
You're going to have to research that if you don't already have them. It's just build on that. And this nice lady has something to say, so I don't want to hold up. But you just build on that, and that's where you're going to really thrive, is getting to know all these people and getting you out there and selling yourself just as you're doing. It's that simple. There's going to be some challenges along the way, and it depends on what your path is. Is where you want to end up. You're going to have to pay your dues, doing what you're doing right now to continue on. But you have to set yourself apart. There's competition out there.
Yeah, for sure.
But again, I think it's a good point that, again, with the differences of the type of roast you're doing, don't get too complicated. Create quality and charge for it.
Thank you.
Hearing the bold bean connection just makes my heart sing, because it means more to me than you know. During the pandemic, I was out of work and had to take a job in Jacksonville, live downtown in an apartment. I mean, my husband stayed behind. You can do what you have to do. But I was right by a bold bean. Every Friday, at least, my treat on the way to work was the honey vanilla latte that they made. And I was surprised when they came back at other coffee shops and how much less expensive everything was. But that was, it was a real treat. And then they were big. This might be a thing here, but the nitrate coffees or whatnot, those super cold ones, that was like huge with these particular beans. I don't know if you do that, but that was like a big thing. Almost everybody ordered those when I would stand in line for 15 minutes to get mine.
Yeah, quick plug. Blues Brew, JP, most of you guys know him in here. He does the nitro cold brew that you're talking about. And yeah, something that I'm looking to kind of build on as an added, to be able to have as well. Thank you.
First question is, everything this gentleman here said and you said about creating luxury brand is correct. Because I had to do that with my business that I sold. I actually got people like antifreeze, ready to use, in a half-gallon bottle for $20. They paid. Okay? That's an incredible amount of money because I created a luxury brand. That's what you have to do. Now, the other problem you have with your name is, there's a JBird Coffee supply in Charlottesville, Virginia. You're going to lead customers to that. When I was looking for your website, I found their website. You're going to lead customers there. We really need to look at the rebranding on that. But what they said about luxury, I definitely agree with. If you don't have the capital to shut down now, use this and build the new stuff, and then come out as a new product, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so I do know what you're talking about in Virginia, the JBird supply. Something I've also been working on is the SEO, just to be able to get my name up there, especially for people that are looking for mobile coffee carts. But yeah, thank you for the suggestion. That's something that I'll take into consideration.
Hi, we're coming from Colombia and we love coffee. So I always think that if you make your product special and unique and give the experience that people are looking for, because everybody's looking for a new experience, especially in coffee. So just go there, search, see what people really like, how it is, feel it. Then there you can brand your logo, your experience, where you can go, how long it's gonna take you. It's just get in touch with nature, and coffee is that. It's coming from there. So that's what I'm saying.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's something for sure. Trying to connect with my business, trying to connect with the products I sell, with the experience I give. Right, I'm always trying to improve on that.
And there's that unique experience in customers that are looking for a specific coffee. You know what I mean? Like Juan Valdez has to bring the people from Colombia the experience. Hey, this is where the coffee's coming from.
Right.
Let me show you the mountains. So they took literally the people from here, North America, to Colombia in a view to see how the quality of the coffee was. And that's what it took to make it unique. So if you can find that in yourself, in your brand, and of course I think that logo is something unique for yourself, but you have to think about the experience of the customers that you're going to deliver. So in there you have to switch your mind, because we are serving people, you know what I mean? We're serving people, so sometimes it's not about, I love the story that you do have, but sometimes you have to put yourself in what is the customer, the avatar looking for. So anytime we're really good at branding, she's a Colombian business owner, different, we can help them. We have people from that we can go and fly. Get this very
Done. I'm ready. Cool. Thank you.
Other ideas, comments? Yeah, it's really tough, you know, everybody, we've all been there trying to figure out what should I charge? How can I make money? I want to be the lowest price, because that means business will come in. And usually what you end up doing in my world was you attracted the worst clients because they were cheap and they wanted to move. So targeting that price point, I think you've several comments here, and I know it's tough because you're up here going, "God, I got a million ideas thrown at me here now, and I don't know which ones do I pull out." But yeah, targeting what you want to be, who your clients should be, and then focusing in on them is the key. And for so many people in the world, coffee is coffee. So I think the branding experience and the quality is just, hey, this is what it is. And that's the other thing I think we all learn. The pricing is what the pricing is. This is what I charge. And I had a manager years ago, one of the first things I learned when I got into sales, his comment to me was, I'm worth 10%. Just because of who you are and what you offer, you're easily worth 10% more than anybody else that's out there selling. Just something I learned years ago. Anybody else? We're going to wrap it up here. So, we already kind of talked about it. Eli kind of addressed the question, but the one thing we always ask here at 1 Million Cups is the ask. And we're going to leave here today. We're going to have a coffee. We've got the QR. What is the one thing that the 1MC community here in Daytona can do for you when we get out of here?
Yeah, like I said before, this is something I'm building. I am super confident with it. I'm confident of the work that I put in, but that doesn't mean I'm not open to suggestions to help. And so, if you want to reach out, if you want to just an idea pops up later, my phone number again is up there. And then yeah, that ask is the QR code, is the social media traffic, is the website, is the reviews on Google. So yeah, I really appreciate your time and looking forward more to working on what y'all have said, but also hearing later on if anybody else has.
Great job, Eli. Thank you very much. Great job. We're going to open up or bring up the lights, and we're going to have our family photo up here on stage with Eli.